Joined now in the studio by the spokesman of the New Nigeria People's Party, Abdulmumin Jibrin. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you very much.
I love that color.
Thank you very much.
Does you great justice. So is this essentially the NNPP declaring itself the winner in an election that is yet to take place? Or have you actually carried out surveys and arithmetical assessments that have given you the scientific assurance that your candidate, Rabiu Kwankwaso, is likely to win the 2023 presidential election?
Thank you, Charles. To be honest with you, I don't think there is even any issue like likely. Kwankwaso is going to win that election.
Well, you would say that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'm telling you, he's going to win.
I mean, I can't imagine you sitting here and saying he's going to lose.
Well, I'm a practical politician, so
right.
As I'm talking to you here, I'm coming from the field. I'm not a classroom politician. And when you said, have we conducted research or whatsoever, our own research is going to the people. Is going to how they feel, and that is why you see we've introduced a completely different kind of campaign.
But there are 95 million registered voters. You haven't
Absolutely.
spoken to all of them. So how do you get a sense of, I mean, what's the key factor that's giving you confidence here?
Now, we've been going around the country, unlike other parties that go to capital cities alone and come back. And obviously, as a politician, I'm telling you this, Charles, the gathering in the stadium in the capital cities is not a reflection of the voting strength of any candidate. Ask the candidates to go to towns and villages. That is what we do. Our candidate is the only presidential candidate that goes around towns and villages. For instance, not trying to criticize the APC, they launched their campaign in Plateau. You saw the gathering, you saw the crowd in the stadium in Plateau. Our candidate was in Plateau a few weeks ago on a visit. He did not stay in the stadium, fly from the airport to the stadium and fly back. He went into the metropolis of Jos, drove all around with the convoy, went to the outskirts of Plateau State, went to Barikiladi, went to Mangu, went to Gindri, come back to the right, went to Panshin, and by the next trip, we're going to Wasi. Now, you need to do a bit of work, Charles. Go and take the video of the people that came out to receive Kwankwaso, not funded with 1 penny, no money given for people to take buses to come to stadium, and compare it with the gathering of the APC opening rally. You understand what we're talking about. Just a few days ago, we're just coming from Yobe. In Yobe, all the parties have scheduled to meet in Damaturu, give the people money for buses, gather in the stadium, say hi to them, tell all the lies, and get out of there. Just 3 days ago, we went to Unguru, we went to Gashua. I'm sure you've never heard these names. These are big towns. These are big towns, and we went to Gaidam. Gaidam is the town of the former governor.
Right.
Only a courageous politician that is standing the risk as a presidential candidate will go to Gaidam. We arrived Gaidam around 7 p.m. in the night. This is just 3-4 days ago. Even the military that were guiding the city gate were so scared. And they said, do you really want to go in? The presidential candidate said, look, I want to go see things for myself. I want to relate with people in the front of their houses, in their villages. I don't even want to stress them to come and see me. I want to be the commander-in-chief. And so I want to go and meet them where they are. We've been going around everywhere we go.
Yeah,
we're in the East. You haven't said this. I'm sure you don't even have this information because the media, I don't want to say they are not being fair to us. We're the only presidential candidate that has spent 3 nights in the southeastern part of the country. 3 nights going around the east peacefully. Nothing, no security, no nothing.
Yeah, but where
from
did you
town
go
to villages.
Where exactly did you go? What
Enugu,
villages and what towns?
All the way from Enugu to Ebonyi. In fact, we stretched over to the southern part of the country and went over to Ogoja and all the way back. So this is how we do our campaign. And go and see the crowd. It's posted on social media and the rest. Now, you see, we are talking about 2023. I heard the background that you gave. Yeah, yes, that's a nice background. But look, Kwankwaso stands differently and very much apart from other presidential candidates.
Well, he certainly does.
He's an all-rounder. The gap is so much. Look, educational background, experience, degree of achievement in office, and of course, when you come to other issues of character, courage, integrity, hands-on on job, and his energy. These 4 issues makes him stand apart.
Okay.
Education, let me just quickly, just
Go ahead.
quickly give you this. We've said it over and over again. People will say, oh no, we want a leader that is educated, we want a leader that is experienced. Now you have one, don't miss it. This man has a PhD, over 10 years schooling across Europe and Asia, bagged his the postgraduate degrees, bagged his PhD all the way from bottom to the top, to the highest level of education he's attended, and a professional, an engineer. You are not talking about, look at the remaining candidates who has that co-professional, an engineer. Secondly, when you talk about experience, we've said this over and over and over again, but you know why I have to repeat it? Because all the time when I hear people talk on shows like this, on interviews like this, as if they still don't listen to us, they don't understand what's going on. This man was a civil servant for 17 years. He knows the problem of civil service. Civil service is the engine room of any president. For any president to succeed, it's engine room. Tell me how many of them? You either get somebody who has one experience and lack the other. Civil service, 17 years. Civil servant to be comfortable with him. The National Assembly, you are not talking about just a senator. He was in the House of Representatives, and not only as a member of House of Representatives, he was a presiding officer. There's a difference from being a member of the House, being a principal officer of the House, and being a presiding officer. He was a member of the House and a presiding officer. He was in the Senate. He was in the Constitutional Conference. He was a minister. He was a 2-time governor over a span of about 8 years. So he has related with about over 60 different governors in this country. Look at the latitude of contact, network, experience that he has. Don't forget, even as Minister of Defense, he has had the opportunity to preside over the police. So he has a dual experience of presiding over defense and also presiding over police. So at the end of the day, this man is a civil servant, he is a politician, he has been a governor, he has been a minister and the rest. Let me tell you something. The real work, yes, briefly, the real work of implementation is in the Federal Executive Council. How many of the presidential candidates have gone to Federal Executive Council before? It will take them 6 months learning how to present memo. Yes, they have done it at the state level, but it's different. But this man has been in the council at the state level, he has been in the council at the national level. So if you say you are a governor, you haven't been to the council. If you say you've been a former vice president, you haven't been in the Senate. If you have been in the Senate, where have you been? House of Reps or been in the Senate? Now to put the icing on the cake,
right.
And people don't even know about this. He's also an entrepreneur. This man has been a proprietor of schools from elementary to higher institutions. People don't know about that. Well, so he understands the problem of business in this country. In addition, let me just put this last point. Right. In addition to being a farmer, not with a farm, this is a practical farmer. So our blueprint where we talk about agricultural revolution, it is not coming. His vision is not built from just hearsay. This is something that he does. So he understands where it pinches. He knows how to open the agricultural sector, especially towards getting us to diversify our
given
economy.
all of this experience, I imagine that Kano State is the most advanced state in Nigeria.
Now, I tell you this. If we have the kind of publicity of Lagos, if we have the kind of grip on the media like the way Lagos does, believe me, Lagos will be like a kitchen in a duplex compared to the achievement of Kwankwaso in Kano. Now we talk about her. Here I'm not referring to Aswaji because, of course, Aswaji is my baba. I like him, I respect him a lot. We're now talking about Lagos. We talk about, compare it. Lagos, they talk about, they've established one city. Kwankwaso established 3 cities. 3, not PPP. Right. Well, government money. You don't know this. You've asked question. Let me answer you. Okay. Established 3 cities. Established 2 universities. Established 44 technical colleges. Established 250 primary schools. Established 125 junior secondary schools. Established 5 mega secondary schools. Established a multi-million naira girl education secondary school.
With all fairness, I can't.
I'll take just a minute.
Yeah, I can't verify everything you're saying. I'm not doubting you, but I can't verify. So I need to make that point clear. Right.
He built 34 roads across different parts of Kano. He built an additional 330 kilometers of road across the 44 local government, which he left at advanced stage, with 5 kilometers across every local government. He left it as at advanced stage. He built the first 2 independent power plants in Kano. He was building the 3rd one, advanced stage of completion, and he left $43 million in the account. So you see, because we don't talk by our nature, you are more advanced than us in terms of media and the rest. If Nigerians understand the kind of achievement Kwankwaso has put, now when you go back to the educational sector, do you know that people don't understand this? Kwankwaso banned street begging for kids. By the time he left government in 2015, there is no one single child that is not in school. He built 3,000 classes, built 450 teachers lodge, mobbed these kids completely and pumped them into school. Then he declared free education, not for only primary school, secondary school, university. Free education in Kano. Go and as your labor, as the labor presidential candidate will say, go and verify. In our own case, go and verify. And I can assure you, nobody will. Do you know the whole of this achievement? Do you know the interesting thing? Do you know the interesting thing?
Hold on.
Because we have not been talking.
Mr.
Jibrin. Sometimes I see people achieve little things and they come and promote.
I understand that, but this
just
is
the last thing I will tell you.
This is not a monologue.
Yes, I will give you. I will let you know. I will let you know how.
Oh, thank you very much. This is my
program. The whole of this achievement, he did not borrow a pen to execute it. He did it with allocation, statutory allocation, subventions, and internally generated
let me just say
revenue.
this, okay?